welcome back everyone to Windows Server 2019 Server Administration course. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about Windows Server editions, features which are newly launched, and hardware requirement for installing Windows Server 2019. So, whenever you are going to deploy or any organization who is going to deploy server, so they will select a server version as per their requirement. Now as we have different server editions, so rather than paying for extra features which you don't require for your server, what you'll select a server which will be fit in your organization requirement. So whenever you will deploy a specific role or any administrator who is going to deploy a specific role, he will select a appropriate edition for that particular role. So in Windows Server 2019, we have four roles here, four editions here, sorry. So first edition is Essential, Windows Server 2019 Essential. Then we have Server Standard, then Data Center and Hyper. So basically we have four editions in Windows Server 2019. So you will select your edition as per your requirement. What would be the features which you will get into those edition? Let me give you a brief on that. So if you will select Windows Server 2019 edition essential edition, so which is used in small businesses, which will allow you to up to 25 users, or you can attach 50 devices. So now there's no need to purchase CALs for your users. That means there's no need for client access license. So there is a limit which is 25 CALs which you will get along with this addition. So separately you don't need to purchase CAL for your end users. So now it supports 2 core and 64 GB RAM, up to 64 GB you can say, which will be vary as per your rules and features. So 2 cores, physical cores you can use in this edition, and 64 GB RAM you can use. So now it supports Azure Active Directory as well. So this essential version, it supports AD Connect. So whenever you need a hybrid requirement in which you are going to connect your on-premise ADDS server with Azure ADDS, Azure AD, sorry. So it supports that feature as well. So it supports FSMO roles, and you so if you are going to promote this server as a domain controller, so your all FSMO role must be on the same server, and you cannot enable two-way trust for other Active Directory domains if you are using Essential Edition. Now it is recommended by Microsoft. Instead of deploying Windows Server 2019, you can use Office 365 for your small businesses. So that is a recommendation given by Microsoft. Now let's discuss about Standard Edition. So in Standard Edition, you will get most of the features and roles which is available into Windows Server 2019. You can use this server for your physical server environment or for your virtualization environment. Virtualization would be small. If you have a small virtualization environment, then you can use this edition, which would be Standard Edition. So again, it provide you almost all feature, not all. Most of the features would be available in this edition. So and it supports 64 sockets, and it supports 4 TB of RAM. So you can attach up to 4 TB of RAM, which would be totally up to your requirement, up to your deployment. Now a nano server is also available in this version, which you can use like a container. So you can use nano server as a container. Now you cannot install bare metal Windows Server 2019 on Nano Server on your bare metal hardware. So you will get a container which you need to use for Nano Server here. So as Nano Server is available in containers, images, so that means you cannot install Nano Server as a bare metal for Windows Server 2019. And if you are going to use virtualization, so you can use two VMs. You can create two VMs in standard license. So maximum two VMs you can create in standard license. Now let's discuss of data center edition. So what would be the features and limitations? So Windows Server Data 2019 Data Center Edition is designed for highly virtualized infrastructure. So which includes private cloud and hybrid cloud environments as well. So you can easily connect your on-premise Windows Server, Windows Server 2019 with Azure Cloud as well. So that integration is there. So all the features and roles are available in this Windows Server operating system. This edition supports 64 sockets, and 64 sockets. 64 sockets and up to 64 processor cores, which is supported by this edition, and up to 64, sorry, up to 4 TB RAM is supported in this edition. Now you can create, as compared to standard edition, here you can create unlimited number of VMs. So unlimited virtual machines you can create. Now this edition have features which is included in this edition, which is storage space direct, storage replica, shielded virtual machines, and software defined data center, which is available in this edition. So if you will purchase data center edition, you will get these features along data center. Now Hyper-V Server 2019. So which is for standalone virtualization server for VMs, which includes new features around virtualization in Windows Server. So the host operating system has no licensing cost, but you must license for VM separately. In this edition, it supports 64 sockets and up to 4 TB RAM. It supports domain joining, but it doesn't support Windows Server roles other than limited file server feature. So this edition has no GUI, but does have a UI that displays a menu for configuring your task. You can manage this edition remotely by using a remote management tool. Now, as per your requirement, you will select your server. So now you need to choose as per your organization requirement. You will select your editions. Now let's discuss about hardware requirement for Windows Server 2019. So processor count, processor architecture, which would be 64-bit processor you require, processor speed, which would be 1.4 gigahertz or later, and RAM, which is required for installing. So these are the minimum requirement, hardware requirement, and as per your requirement, it will grows automatically. So as per your roles, features, whatever roles you are going to upload, install, and whatever feature you are going to install in this server operating system, as per your roles, it will the requirement will increase. So RAM is required, which would be 512 MB, which is the minimum requirement. Correct. So now hard disk space, which is required to install this OS, that would be STD would be 32 GB. Correct. So that is a minimum requirement for installing your server, Windows Server 2019. Now let's discuss few more options, which would be deployment options. How you will deploy this Server 2019, and what would be licensing options for Server 2019. So in deployment options, we have two options here. If you see, clean installation and in-place upgrade. So clean installation means you are going to install a new OS. So you're going to install this OS on a new hardware or on your existing hardware. So or on a VM where you're going to install a new Windows Server 2019 operating system. So if you will go with next, that means if you will follow the default steps in Windows Server 2019 installation, it will install. By default, it will install upgrade. So there is an option custom through which you need to change our custom option, and then this will install clean installation. So you have to choose your language, your time, your currency format, your currency format, and your keyboard layout. You need to choose your architecture, like standard or data center, whatever edition you are going to uh, install, and with desktop or without desktop. That means core server or GUI server that you need to select. Then you need to select your license, then your custom installation. As I told you, there would be two options, upgrade or custom. So you have to select custom installation from clean installation. Then you need to choose your volume, and after volume this would be installed on your host system. Next option is in place upgrade. So in place upgrade allows you to upgrade your server operating system, and it will keep all the server role applications and data. So you can upgrade your standard to data center, but you must have the proper licensing. That means you can upgrade from 2016 to 2019, which is called in place upgrade. Correct. Or server 2012 R2 to 2019 directly. So you can upgrade directly. So, but again, you have to have license for whatever addition you're going to use. For upgrading, you have to have license for that particular upgrade. So if you will upgrade, all the files, all the applications, server roles, data will be present in your server. Everything will be upgraded to new version. How you will upgrade? So you need to insert your ISO image, then you need to run your setup.exe file. So what it will do, it will download updates, drivers, and optional features. Then you need to choose your architecture, standard data center with GUI or without GUI. Then you need to accept your license, choose what you want to keep your files. So what kind of files you want to keep, you need to choose those files like personal files, apps, or nothing. That is totally up to you. So you will get an option to choose your files. Then you will upgrade, and once this would be done, your system will be restarted. We have deployment accelerator as well, which is tool provided by Microsoft. Through those tools, you can customize your installation as well as you can do assessment and analytics as well. So, what are those tools? So, first tool is MDT, Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. This one, MDT. So, Microsoft Deployment Toolkit, which you can use for automating your server deployment process. So like you are deploying your images through SCCM, through Windows deployment services. So similarly, what you need some customized or some standard images for your deployment, where your all packages, all patches and software application, everything should be installed in your image. So which would be identical for your deployment for your project. So how you will ensure your organization that whatever image you are going to use, that is a identical image. So in that case, you don't need to manage all the tools, all the applications, packages, patches on every system manually. So for automating your deployment, what we will do, we will use MDT. So there is a requirement for using MDT. You need to install a Windows AIK tool on your system. and then you need to download this MDT tool from Microsoft Download Center, and you would be able to customize your image of Windows Server 2019. Once this would be customized, you can use this image with Windows WDS server or your SCCM server. So that is totally up to you. Like unattended unattended installation for your operating system. Next tool is MAP, which is Microsoft Assessment and Planning Toolkit. Now, through this tool, you can assess your environment. So it's a agent-less solution. You don't need to install this tool on every system, or don't need to install agent on every system for collecting assessment. What it will do, it will analyze and it will do inventory for your organization server infrastructure, existing infrastructure, and it performs an assessment. So what it will do, it will create a report. So through that report, you can upgrade, you can migrate, you can create your upgradation plan, you can do your migration plans. So now MAP is available for Windows Server 2019 as well, and it is available for previous versions as well. So what would be the features and where you can use? So assessing your environment for Office 365 and Office 2019. So sizing for your desktop virtualization, which will be needs for VDI environment, migrating to Azure VMs, virtual Linux machine servers to Hyper-V, setting up a SQL platform in cloud, planning for Hyper-V servers. So and assessing Microsoft volume licensing compliance and positioning of your server and cloud environment. So for assessment purpose, what you can do, you will get a detailed report through this tool. So I will show you practically how you will install this tool on your system and how you will assess your environment. So you can assess your cloud environment, you can assess your server infrastructure, you can assess your Linux, Windows, or all VMs, you can assess your virtualization environment. So there are lots of variety, there would be lots of services which you can assess, and you can generate reports through this map tool. And you can do inventory, which would be help for your deployments. Now next thing is licensing. So basically we have two kinds of license here. One is client access license, that means license for your end users, so who will connect their devices with Windows Server, that is called client access license. Next we have Windows Server activation. So there are multiple ways to activate your Windows Server. So it depends a purchase of your server from an original OEM, which would be original equipment manufacturer. If you have purchased OEM license, so it will come with operating system pre-installed and activated. Now if you are doing manual, then you have to have keys of your server, and you need to enter those keys manually to your server. That is called manual activation. So at the time of installation, you will provide your product key. So So for manual activation, what you can do, you can purchase a retail key, which would be used for a single computer. Now you can purchase multiple activation key as well. So which would be set of number of activations that you can use. So this allows you to activate multiple computers up to your set limit, set at activation limit. So whatever number of keys you will get, you can activate your system up to that limit. So now automatic activation. So automatic activation manually so now let's discuss about automatic activation. So whenever you are planning for automatic activation, it means you don't need to enter keys manually in your system. It will automatically activate your Windows Server license. So what would be the ways to install license in your for your servers? So first option would be KMS, key management service. Through this service, it will help you to activate your licenses on system within your network. So servers which would be in your network, through KMS, what you will do, you will create a KMS host. where you will install KMS, and then this host will complete all activation process for your all computers which would be in your network. That is the functionality of KMS. Next, which you can use, that would be a Windows Server service, which is known as volume activation services. Volume activation services server role. So you need to install this role. This role will help you to automate issuing and managing your Microsoft volume licenses. So it allows you to install and configure KMS and Active Directory based activation. So resources which would be under your domain, you would be able to activate all those resources through volume activation services. So it requires at least 5 servers and 25 clients to activate. Now, next would be your volume activation tool, which you can use. So this would be the console, which is used to install, activate, and manage volume licenses, activation keys in ADDS or in KMS environment. So totally up to you. These are the options. There are lots of options. There would be a few more options like VAMT you can use, volume activation management tool you can use, automatic virtual machine activation you can use. So these are the tools which you can use update to update your licenses or register your license key on your server. Now let's discuss about features which is available in Windows Server 2019 or new features you can say. So I'm going to discuss about few features. There are lots of more. So these are the few most common feature which is upgraded or you can say which is available in Windows Server 2019. So now deduplication is available for REFS volumes. So if your volumes are formatted into REFS, which will help you to save large amount of storage where you're going to use Hyper-V virtual machine storage. Storage class memory support is also available, so you will get a DIMM slot which would be near to your CPU and it will improve your performance. Cluster sets we have here. So in cluster sets, what you can do, you can loosely couple your multiple clustered payload cluster servers with a single master node or with a single master endpoint. So which distribute your requests. So there would be a single endpoint through which you would be able to manage your multiple failover cluster servers. So which is a new feature in Windows Server 2019. Storage migration service is there. So what you can do, you can migrate your legacy storage servers on Server 2019 through this feature. So but again, you need to check your requirement. So what it will do, it will migrate your all legacy servers, storage servers on Windows Server 2019, or you can migrate to Azure as well. So totally up to you, up to your requirement where you are going to migrate your storage. System Insights is a new feature which is launched in Windows Server 2019. So which provide you local, like it would be a local predictive analytics capability. So through which you would be able to predict or you would be able to check your forecast capacity of your server in terms of computing, networking, storage. So you will get insights of your all resources, so which is a new feature and which is an important feature through which you will get a forecast. You can predict your future requirement, and as per your requirement you can upgrade your system. Shielded VM for Linux. So shielded VM is available in Windows Server 2016 as well. In Windows Server 2019, shielded VM is supported for Linux VM as well. Now we have a feature on demand service for server core. So where what you can do, you can install server core with some binaries and packages which will provide you feature on demand like Windows Server with desktop experience. So without adding Windows experience graphical environment feature, you would be able to use Windows Server desktop experience on server core. so which is a feature on demand. Correct. So these are the features which is introduced, new features which is introduced in Windows Server 2019. There are lots of more. Correct. So we are done with this video. In next lecture, we will discuss how to install core server. So which is this lab. Now let's discuss about lab also. So now we are covering module number 1. So in module number 1, we have a lab on Windows Server core. So how you will install Windows Server core, how you will manage core server, and there is a lab for Windows Admin Center, which is also a new feature introduced in Windows Server 2019 for managing your all servers through from a single web console. Okay, that web console is known as administrative center, Windows Admin Center. So those labs we will perform here. I will show you lab as well. So now our next module would be overview of Windows Server Core, and we will see the difference between Server Core and Windows Server Desktop. What will be the features if you will use Server Core, and then we'll do the lab as well. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching my videos.